A glimpse of village life. Farmers and children under the bright sky. The countryside awakens under a radiant sun, painting the village in warm hues of gold and green. Farmers move steadily along the dirt paths, their backs slightly bent from years of labor, yet their steps remain purposeful. The air is filled with the earthy scent of freshly turned soil and the distant calls of livestock. It's another day in the village, where life flows in harmony with nature. Here's a refined version of your passage, with slight enhancements for rhythm and imagery. The countryside awakens beneath a radiant sun, bathing the village in warm hues of gold and green. Farmers move steadily along the dirt paths, their backs slightly bent from years of labor, yet their steps remain unwavering. The air hums with the earthy scent of freshly turned soil and the distant, rhythmic calls of livestock. Another day begins in the village, where life unfolds in quiet harmony with the land. Key improvements. 1. Beneath instead of under adds a subtle poetic touch. Great observation. Using beneath instead of under can indeed add a more poetic, nuanced, or even slightly mysterious tone to your writing.
Here's why.
Under is straightforward and neutral. It simply indicates position. Beneath can imply something deeper, literally or metaphorically, suggesting layers, hidden meanings, or emotional weight. Example: she found the letter under the pillow. Neutral, factual. She found the letter beneath the pillow. Feels slightly more evocative, as if there's more to discover. 2. Bathing instead of painting enhances the imagery of light enveloping the village. It seems like you're discussing a poetic or literary substitution where replacing the word painting with bathing enhances the imagery of light enveloping a scene. This is a great observation. Why bathing works better. Painting suggests that light is applying color and strokes like an artist. That's a beautiful interpretation. The idea of light, painting, the world in strokes of color evokes the imagery of dawn or dusk, where sunlight blends hues across the sky like an artist's brush on a canvas. It suggests a deliberate, creative act, as if nature itself is an artist, layering golds, blues, and crimsons in sweeping motions. Would you like to expand this metaphor into a poem, a visual description, or a philosophical reflection? For example, morning arrived not with a switch, but a slow hand, dipping its fingers in liquid gold, streaking the horizon, blending night into day, one careful stroke at a time. Bathing implies immersion, suggesting that light is surrounding and covering the subject completely, creating a more vivid, sensory image.
Example.
Original: the golden light was painting the hills. Revised: the golden light was bathing the hills. The second version feels more immersive, as if the hills are submerged in light rather than just being colored by it. 3. Unwavering instead of purposeful suggests resilience without losing the original meaning. Great suggestion. Unwavering is a strong alternative to purposeful, as it conveys determination and steadfastness while also implying resilience. Here's how they compare. Purposeful, focused, deliberate, with clear intent. That's a great definition. Purposeful conveys a sense of intentionality and direction, emphasizing active focus and meaningful action. It suggests that every effort is aligned with a clear goal, distinguishing it from mere busyness or passive engagement. Unwavering, steadfast, resolute, and unshaken by challenges. 4. The air hums introduces gentle auditory texture. The line "the air hums" subtly establishes a delicate auditory texture, immersing the reader in a moment of quiet resonance. This gentle hum could suggest unseen energy, perhaps the whisper of wind, the distant murmur of life, or an almost electrical stillness. It creates an atmosphere that feels alive, inviting the reader to lean in and listen closely to the world's hidden vibrations. 5. Rhythmic calls of livestock reinforces the harmony of rural life. The phrase "rhythmic calls of livestock" evokes a sense of natural order and tranquility, reinforcing the harmony of rural life. Here's a deeper interpretation. 1. Rhythmic suggests a steady, soothing pattern, like the predictable cycles of nature or the dependable routines of farm life. This rhythm contrasts with the often chaotic pace of urban living. 2. Calls of livestock. The sounds of animals, cows lowing, sheep bleating, roosters crowing, are not just background noise, but a living soundtrack of the countryside. They symbolize connection, both to the land and to the traditional ways of life. 3. Harmony of rural life. Unlike mechanical or industrial sounds, these organic noises reflect a balanced coexistence between humans and nature. They imply care, stewardship, and the interdependence of farmer and animal. 6. Unfolds in quiet harmony. Softens the flow while keeping the essence. Children, their laughter ringing like wind chimes, dart through the lanes, their bare feet kicking up little clouds of dust. Some clutch makeshift toys, a wooden cart, a spinning top, while others chase each other in playful games. Their energy is boundless, a stark contrast to the measured pace of the farmers. Yet, in this simple setting, both young and old share a connection to the land that sustains them. The sun climbs higher, casting sharp shadows across the fields where farmers tend to their crops. Their hands, rough and weathered, work with practiced ease planting, weeding, harvesting. There's a quiet dignity in their toil, a testament to resilience passed down through generations. Your words paint a vivid and poignant picture of agricultural labor, honoring both the physicality and the legacy of farming. If you'd like to refine or expand this passage, here are a few directions you could take. 1. Sensory details. The smell of upturned earth, the weight of humidity, the rhythmic sounds of tools or insects. 2. Historical echoes. A line comparing today's motions to those of the farmers' ancestors, e.g., their postures mirrored the same arcs as their forebears, bent like question marks over the land. 3. Contrast. Juxtapose the timelessness of the scene with a modern intrusion, distant machinery, a phone ringing in a pocket. Alternatively, if you're working on a larger piece, this could serve as a powerful establishing moment before introducing a character or conflict. Meanwhile, the children pause to watch a line of ducks waddle toward a pond, their giggles blending with the rustling leaves. For a moment, time seems to slow, allowing the beauty of rural life to shine uncomplicated, genuine, and full of quiet joy. That's a lovely, serene image. The way you've captured the moment makes it feel timeless, like a fleeting yet precious pause in the rush of everyday life. The blending of the children's laughter with the natural sounds around them adds a layer of warmth and authenticity. As the day unfolds, the village remains a portrait of simplicity and warmth. The farmers return home as the sky turns orange, their baskets heavy with the day's yield. The children, now tired but content,